How you doing? Dan Sam here. We've got another guest today, and it's Jonny Musgrove from Jonny's Gym. We're going to get straight into it. So, all I'm going to ask you now, Jonny, is what school did you go to? What were your junior school and what were your senior school?
I went to Burton Road Junior School.
Did you?
Yeah.
Look, because I'm just saying, I'm going to be learning stuff talking to you here because I've done a bit of research, but not a lot. But this is why these conversations are interesting, because I'm going to learn a lot about you, and I'll be going really. So go on, Burton Road.
Yeah, Burton Road, just down road here, and then I went to Priory Senior School, which not there anymore.
I didn't know it's been knocked down and that. So, what were your favourite subjects at juniors, and what were your favourite ones in seniors?
None really. I hated school.
Really? Were you any good at PE and things
yeah,
like
I
that?
PE. Yeah, I was all right. Yeah.
And were you boxing when you were younger, or did this start a bit later on?
No, I started when I was 16, I think.
16.
Yeah.
Well, what head teacher down at Burton Road when you were there?
Mr. Thackeray, he was called.
Mr. Thackeray.
Yeah.
And what were your favourite lessons? I know you said you didn't like them, but were there any that you kind of...
I liked PE. When I were at Burton Road, I liked PE, and that was it really. I honestly hated school.
With a passion?
Yeah, yeah. I used to dread it. Sunday tea times, I used to start feeling sick that I knew I had to go Monday.
Really?
Yeah.
And were you a big lad at school? Did you grow up quick?
No, I was really small at school. I think they told my mum when I was young that I would never get over 5'2" or something like that. I was only right little and
Really?
Yeah, and then I had a growth spurt when I got to secondary.
It's weird that, because you're taller than me anyway. But
Yeah.
So Burton Road School, we've had a word who headmaster was. What lads that were in your year then that you knocked around with?
I knocked about with Sean Pears, Ryan Young, Carl Graham, Rob Baker. I don't know really, but I don't really see. I see Sean a little bit now.
Yeah.
And apart from that, I don't really see anybody from.
What did you used to do when you on an eat when you left school? Because you obviously did you live at Montbretton up here?
I live straight opposite school where my mum and dad still live.
On Burton Bank.
Burton Bank, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So did you used to like in Wood here?
Yeah, we
Quarry.
did actually. Yeah. Wood on Quarry. When I was young, like infants, there weren't really anybody my sort of age. They were all a fair bit older.
Yeah.
So everybody used to play at schoolyard, really. There weren't a big fence then.
Yeah.
So you just used to go in there, play football, skateboard, whatever you were doing.
I'm a few years older than you, but when I used to lay it down there were, it was like an orchard. There were sort of apple trees and stuff like that, which were all right for climbing. And obviously, our sonny, that's where they go now, and they do all kinds.
Yeah.
Did your young go in there?
Yeah, I think they do, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I'll tell you the story about when I were younger. I don't know whether you did it when you were here, but I'd have been about, I think, 8. We just moved up Montbretton, and I came down here, me and Dave Chambers and that, and we ended up going up on roof at Squill. You know, you could get up at back onto up drain pipe. We ended up climbing up on roof at school at like about 8-year-old.
Yeah, I've done exactly the same. They got headmaster we talked about, Mr. Thackeray. Somebody done loads of damage on roof, and they said it was us. I can't really remember it right, sorry, but they were trying to charge my mum and dad and other parents loads of money for slates and stuff, what they said we'd thrown off. But
Did you used to go? I'm going to tell you another story and see if you did this, but across field over here, they used to be gasometer, didn't there?
Yeah, with swing.
Yeah. Well, when we were younger, I'd have been about 10. There were a lad called Brookie who used to live across the road down at bottom here. He knocked about with, what is his name now, Gary? They were just, I mean, Brookie weren't, but like Gary was. He was proper bully. And there used to be a pipe. Well, there still is. There's a pipe that runs from Dearne, from Bridge, across Dearne, and you used to be able to get into Brooks, Cash and Carry. And I seen this Gary, we climbed across this pipe, me and these two other lads. We got into, it was Sunday morning, got into Brooks, Cash and Carry. And they used to have all these tins thingied up. And I'd just seen tins, and we used to skim lids, throw it into Dearne. The next thing I heard him shout, he's like, help, help. I'm like, oh, my stomach just dropped. And they started climbing across. That's it, though, this kid called Gary Brookett and a kid called Spaz. And they started all climbing across this pipe, pulling the ends across. They were covered in grease. And he's shouting, they're ours, they're our tins, they're ours. And I'm like, what are you on about? Just tins. Anyway, he gets across the thing, he jumps off at pipe, and he comes up to me, but they'd been bullying me for like, God knows how. Not other two, just him. It was just a nightmare. In fact, Betty used to call him Shotgun Gary when we got older. But so he comes running over, and I just thought, I've had enough of this, mate. So he went to grab hold of me, and I just beat him up. I beat him up. But then when other two got over Bridge, I set off running, and I jumped into Dearne, and I swam across Dearne with my coit on, and I got a lumberjack coit on, and it was just heavy as old. And as I got out at river, I thought they were going to chase me, but they left other two kids. But that one of stories with what they call it, gasometer. I have a fuel like that. So when you went up to senior school, did you have any subjects up there, on there what you took a shine to? Maths, English, out like that?
Definitely not
history,
maths.
Geography, chemistry.
No, I don't think I did.
No.
I just did all just to get through.
Did you?
I hated it. I hated that institutionalised, being there at 9. You'd we're at this time, dinner at that time, not going home while then. I hated it. I just couldn't wait to leave.
Did you get any jobs while you were at school? Did you work as a paper boy on market or like that?
Sometimes it's 6-week holiday. My mum's next door neighbour used to own a factory. They won't let you do it now. It was a bottle factory, and they must have had rubber moulds and stuff as well.
Yeah.
And I used to go there and work.
How much did you get?
It depends already. I tell you what, I think last time, he did pay me all right, actually. He paid me like what he paid other staff. It was something like I got 70 quid a week or something, which it was a lot of money, really.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Most kids were just doing paper rounds and stuff like that.
I didn't I couldn't get up.
Milkman and that.
Yeah.
So we've gone to school. Did you take some exams then?
Yeah, I took my exams.
And how did you go on? Were it GCSEs or CSEs?
GCSEs, yeah.
GCSEs, and how did you go on?
I think, well, you passed, didn't you? I think you got up to a G or a pass, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
I think I managed to get 1C.
And then what did you do once you left? Did you have a job in mind?
I went to that factory.
Did you?
But he wanted me, because it was my mum's next door neighbour, to give me a trade. So by trade, he were an engineer. So they used to make, like I said, rubber mouldings, and he made the mouldings on lathe.
Yeah.
So he sent me to college to learn engineering. And I think I did about 6-7 months, and I think firm went bust then.
All right.
So
and what did it feel like when you lost your job then?
Well, I don't know really. I mean, I was still only a young lad. I was probably just 16.
Yeah.
I don't know. There didn't seem a big panic then about getting a job. You just get one.
Just carried on. And what did you do next then?
I got an apprenticeship at Len Blackburn, plumbing and heating, 1999.
Did you? So have you got a trade, or did you?
Yeah, I'm a plumber by trade. Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So, Len Blackburn's, is that at Cudworth?
It was Worsborough Bridge.
So that what we at Marble Place, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, he had a big yard there. Yeah.
And what sort of work did you do when you got there?
He did all sorts, Len. A lot of site work, like new builds, but he also did big industrial work, fitted gas fires, all sorts.
And how did you find going in as an apprentice? Did you go there and then did you go to Barnsley College?
Yeah, day release, yeah.
On day release, you didn't do block release to start?
No, I did day release.
And how did you find that?
Yeah, it was a lot better, suited me a lot better than school. I must admit, you were treated like an adult.
Working with your hands.
Yeah. Again, I want to say, I never actually really liked plumbing.
Yeah.
No, I found it a bit of a toll. Everything was fiddly and messy.
Yeah.
But I just thought it'd be better when you get out your apprenticeship. And, well, it never did get any better.
Didn't it?
No.
So how long did you do that for? How long were you at Len Blackburn's?
Did they go bust?
They went busted all. I must be a Jonah. 2 years I went at Len Blackburn's.
Yeah.
And then I ended up somewhere called DT, Plumbing and Heating at Sheffield.
Right. And had you passed your test by then?
I passed my driving test, yeah.
So you got us in a van?
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say, had you gone on bus, but... was this working on books or?
I were on books, yeah. With Lee.
Did you have to apply for these jobs? You know,
I applied
and have an interview.
Well, I remember I just looked through. I thought I've decided. I want like be a plumber.
Yeah.
So I just looked through Yellow Pages. Saw first name, Blackburn B. And I was like, yeah. I just rung them up, and they said, it's a coincidence. We're after an apprentice. So I went down, had an interview, and they gave me a job, and I started on Monday.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. So then this place in Sheffield then, so you've worked with all these people in Barnsley, and you've gone to meet people from Sheffield. Were they a bit of banter when you were there?
Not really, because two lads that were doing my apprenticeship with at Blackburn's, when we got laid off, they needed a job. So they phoned this DTs up, and they just said, we come as a 3, like, we've got an apprentice.
Yeah.
So they took me with them, and that was it.
And so I know you said you didn't like plumbing and that, but was it decent money?
I think it was all right, yeah. It wasn't. I wasn't underpaid at all. Yeah.
And then had you started doing your boxing?
Yeah, I started while I was at Blackburn's, yeah.
At Blackburn's. And how did you get into, from obviously working, which gym did you go to first? I
went down to Frank Linley's at Oil Mill, which is still going now.
Was this a decision for by you on your own, or were there a few of your mates and you all said, shall we go to Frank's?
I think we decided between us, there were a few in us, and I think they were about 4 years older than me, so we said, yeah, we'll go down. And it kept getting put back, we'll start Monday, and then if I went, we'll start Monday. So I ended up just going on my own.
What year was this around about, Johnny?
Like about 99.
Were you sort of in same group as Frank's son?
Yeah. They're Craig, were they? When I
can remember. Yeah. I mean, I used to go. I mean, I didn't go as regular as you all, like, but I used to go down every now and again. We Dabo going down at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I can remember, like, you were all like little, sending you for a run, right?
That's right, yeah.
That, like.
Down at Cottage and back, that's right, yeah.
So did you go 1 week a week, 1 day a week to start with, or did you just go 3 days, or?
I seem to think I just started and like went maybe 3 days a week, and then I just started going every day. Then that was it.
And what thing that you liked about it?
I don't know. I'd always liked boxing. Yeah. And I went, and I'd not done a lot, since leaving school, fitness, and I wanted to do something. I wanted a bit of an hobby. I didn't even know if I was going to box, I don't think, when I first went down. I just got there, and then Frank gave me confidence and that, and I just fancied it, and that's it.
What did you make of Frank when you first met him?
He's a character, isn't he?
No.
Yeah.
No. But they all were. I mean, you'd got. I don't know if you ever went to Junction.
Yeah.
Did you go to Junction before it got pulled down?
Yeah.
I mean, that was it was filthy, wasn't it? I mean, Oil Mill's coming a long way from when you first went.
Yeah.
Because Frank, they had that fire, didn't they?
Yeah.
After.
Yeah.
And then it all got sort of cleaned out. But when you first started going down, it was a bit, it weren't cleanest, was it? But Junction, I can remember when I went from school years ago, the two brothers that had it.
Yeah, Graham Laban and their Steve, I think.
And that was just, I just thought all boxing gyms were like that.
Yeah.
I think there used to be stables on back, didn't there? It was a pub, and I think they used to be
Junction
stables.
pub, and then at back, and it was just a little gym where you walked up steps, there were 2 bags.
It just stunk when you went in and all that. For a young one anyway, that's got with senses and that. But so you started training and obviously doing a bit of sparring and stuff. How long from when you first went in training for when they said, let's get in ring? Are you going to get in ring?
I can't really remember. No, but I do know Frank wasn't one of them what used to push kids and rush them, and he used to like give them, well, he probably still does. He used to like to build the confidence and the skill set first.
Yeah. And did, so obviously, once you've decided that you want to go in rings, did he ask you if you wanted to start sparring, or had you always got in your mind that, right, I'm going to start boxing amateur?
No, not really, but you did as Frank said. You had to do as you were told. That way, there were no saying when you boxed. Didn't you say, do you want to box next week? Just say, you're boxing Thursday, love. That's it. But I suppose you've got to have a boss, ain't you, at a gym, and Frank, well they were definitely a boss.
That's it. So when did you sort of get to know about your first competition, and when did you start training for it? With ABAs and stuff like that. What are ABAs, or did you just go and box at another gym? No,
it's you used to box at there were a lot of working men's clubs and dinner shows and stuff like that. Yeah,
because I know you've we said to lads what you've got up at Johnny's. Oil Mills came to you, didn't they?
Yeah,
and did a bit of sparring, and then you've took them to Leeds as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
It gets them used to just sparring with other people.
Yeah, and being out of your comfort zone. I think I suppose when you're in your own gym and you're in there all the time, it's like you've been in house, isn't it? You're comfortable in your surroundings. Whereas when you go to somebody else's gym, it gives you that bit of nerves, that being out of where you're not in your comfort zone.
No. So what would it like? Obviously, I'm moving forward a bit now, but what would it like training and working through the day as well? Is that hard?
It's hard, yeah. But I suppose you're not doing all what nobody before you's ever done. But I think I say to him now, with training, I believe you've got to have a routine, and if going at gym at 5, 6, 7 o'clock is your routine, then that's what you're doing. Some people play 5-a-side football on a Wednesday at whatever time, and they don't book out in because they know the football in Wednesday. That's it, and that's what gym's got to be. You finish work, you go to gym.
Can you remember first time you ever got in and had a proper spar with somebody? A proper boxing match with somebody that
I can remember
sparring.
Yeah, I can remember that. Yeah, my first amateur bout. Yeah, I didn't even remember the kid's name.
Were you nervous?
To be honest with you, no. Don't get me wrong. Ever since that first bout, I've been a nervous wreck every other time. But this first time, we worked a lot on skills at Frank's, a lot of technique, and I believed that I had the skills, and I thought I was confident enough that I was going to go, we were going to spar, not like sparring, but it was going to be a bout, but it was going to be a bit like what we'd done.
Yeah.
And it was not like.
Weren't it?
No.
So what were it like then?
I lost on a majority decision.
Yeah.
To what was his name? Sean, I'm sure they called him Sean Wright or something like that. I think I would just turned 18 and he was in his 20s.
Yeah.
Which at time, it don't sound a lot, but I want a confident kid. I want a particularly big kid. And he looked a bit little and chubby.
Yeah.
And instead of coming out like boxing, like I thought we were going to do, we were going to exchange jabs, and he just runs straight over, windmilling me. I think I had 2 standing 8 counts on me in first round. That's like, if referee thinks you're in trouble, he says stop,
Yeah.
and he'll count to 8 to give you a chance to recover.
Yeah.
Went again, I think he got another one on me, then I thought, I'm going to get stopped here. But I didn't. I managed to rally round a bit. I think he gassed a little bit. And I lost on a majority decision, which means I can't remember how many judges these in amateurs, but somebody give it to me and Moa give it to him. I think.
And what number did you go on it? Because were that just, did you go and you what first, or were there a few of your and?
No, I wasn't first because I was a senior.
Yeah.
So I'll have been, they get juniors out at weight light and little uns first, and then older and heavier you are,
yeah,
later you're going to be on.
So what about next day? Were you a bit sore? Or because you've been sparring and that?
No, I was sore, yeah. I think I'd look like I've been run over.
Could you wait for the next fight then? Were you like, I want to get back in there?
You do want to get back in, but yeah, I were nervous then, and I were a bit apprehensive because back then it was, I can't remember what year whatever it was when I was 18, but it was before the smoking ban.
Right.
So that's what they don't realise now. When you used to box, it was at Bain Working Men's Club. So you walked at ring in concert hall, and it was just a smog, with smoke and how warm it was, and feeling like, no, you can explain. So that next time that's coming, so you're nervous then. And
I forgot all about that. People, because obviously people don't smoke in pubs now, but you forget about that's all they'll have been doing one after other, and it's just been like, well,
you used to say, you're boxing next week, it's a dinner show, you'd think, yes, because it wasn't as smoky, if people they did still smoke, but it wasn't like a working man's club, it was a nightmare.
So how did you kind of progress from there? So this is your first amateur bout. How many did you kind of have before you were starting to think, I might turn professional?
I never actually thought I'd turn professional.
Didn't you?
I saw lads in gym what turned professional. When I were just starting and they were accomplished, I used to think, God, I wish I could be as good as them if I were half as good as them one day. And then it just got to over years where we inspiring, you'd have a bit of success, you were keeping up with them, and then they turned pro and you were on that level.
Yeah. And
that's what I got asked about, and I thought, well, why not? I may as well.
And obviously, does that mean packing your job in, or?
No, it's still to work, same. You don't get paid a lot. There's no money in it, really.
Isn't there?
I think even like your British champions and stuff, they're still working.
Well, I just thought, when they said you turned professional, I just thought that you trained in gym and that, and obviously you got paid from sponsors and stuff, and that kind of, that funded your life. But
no. I think I got, for my pro debut, I think I got 750 quid, something like that.
Right.
Less 25%.
That's not going to go very far, is it?
No. Well, what would it be? Come home with 500 quid, like a week's wage or something, wasn't it? Then?
Yeah. So by this time, you just started training. Well, obviously, you will have been on a morning as well. So you go out running or whatever.
No.
You didn't do that?
No, I wasn't the best or most dedicated of trainers.
Oh,
no.
right.
I've got my own things about training different, and I mean, you can't reinvent wheel, but I'm not a big believer in running. They all say running for boxers, and I think running's for runners.
Yeah. I think they say for stamina, don't they? But
But why would I go for an hour and a half, 10-mile run to box if I'm boxing 4 threes, which is 12 minutes, or 6 twos, which were 12 minutes?
You're doing sprints or something, don't you?
Yeah.
Something like that in between. But I suppose it's always been like that, and they're always going to do that, aren't they?
Yeah.
Trainers and that, get them doing it.
Yeah.
But I think I saw a video the other day, Tyson Fury. They were all running on Morecambe Front or whatever with all his mates, so they probably they probably just do it all the time,
Yeah.
because they're used to it. But yeah, so how did you go on in your professional career?
Well, not very well. But now it's professional boxing. What people don't understand is they'll just look at a record and they'll say, I think, what did I do? I won 9, lost 10. So you'll see.
That's decent, I think. Yeah.
Well, not really, because some but what it is it's all about ticket sales and money, professional boxing. Now, if you are not in home corner and selling tickets, likelihood of your winnings not brilliant. Because what they do is it's not fixed, but say me as an example, there's a show at Metrodome, I've sold 100 tickets. They look round to other managers, other thing for somebody who they think that I can beat.
Yeah.
So you'll get brought in.
Yeah.
They're not going to say to you, don't try it out. But
yeah.
So that's the match, whatever it might be, 60-40, 70-30. Odds are against you. They're always looking for home lad to win. So if you're winning away corner, you've done well.
Yeah.
And I had, I think, 19 bouts, 14 of which were in away corner, 4 in home corner. So I upset odds a couple of times.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that you just touched on then is with ticket sales, a lot of people don't realise that boxers have to sell their own tickets, don't they? And that, if you are boxing, that can be like another distraction, can't it? Because surely you feel a bit of pressure to have to...
It's worse than boxing. It's a nightmare. Selling tickets, a nightmare.
Because there will be a lot of pressure on each boxer. I think I went to... I've not been to that many shows, but I think I went to one that Jack Churchill were on.
Well, yeah.
Timmy got us to go, and that's when I realised that we were having to sell tickets. That's when they were telling me how many you got to sell, and but one of the things that I noticed from that night, I don't know whether it was just that night, what fitness at two boxers. There weren't much in them. They were like greyhounds. They were fit as out. So it were like small margins. You know what I mean? I'm thinking they'd come in and I'm thinking, normally you'd say, oh, he looks musclier or whatever, or he looks fitter. But they weren't. They were really similar. So they both got the sense fit. It weren't like any journeymen were coming in.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of what manager that they were like one of the famous managers over there is a little I think he managed Tony Bellew.
Dave Colwell.
Yeah. He was there, which I couldn't believe how interested. I know they're interested, but he were like hanging on to edge of ring, you know what I mean, and he going all the way around.
Yeah.
And he wasn't it manager. He weren't any coach at all for corner and that. So. You've got obviously you doing your boxing and stuff, and you've had your professional fights and stuff. And when did you start to think, I think I'm going to have to call it a day?
I lost a little bit of interest. I had 2 sons close together. I think there's only 19 months between them.
And you're still professional at that time?
Yeah. And my wife were, at the time, my ex-wife now, were getting on to me a bit about, oh, you've been at work all day and then you're coming home going straight to the gym for 2 hours. I've had these. And so it was getting harder and harder. Yeah. So I just thought, what I'll do, I'll have a bit of time off while kids get a bit bigger, they're toddling, they're a bit easier to look after, and then I'll go back to it. And I don't know, years went on, year after year, and it just got harder and harder, and you turn around and it's too late, you're too old then, really.
And then, when did you get the idea to start your own gym? Had it always been in the back of your mind?
No, not at all.
No.
I was just thinking about it a bit, and I thought, well, maybe I would like to coach a bit, but I wanted to do things my way. I didn't want to go and be somebody's understudy, the second or whatever. I thought, well, I've got my own ideas, I've got my own views, and why shouldn't I have? I thought, have as much rate as anybody else to open a gym, and
yeah.
So, well, that's what I did.
Did did venue come up first, or did you go looking for a
No,
venue?
I looked for months and months for a venue.
Did you?
Yeah.
And then you dropped on
Yeah.
that one up where Cannon's got their
Yeah.
yard, haven't they? John's yard.
Yeah.
And I must say, you've made a rate. It is. When I came in, I couldn't believe how nice it was. Really clean, all stuff organised where you want it, and you can see that's probably a reflection of your sort of training and how you wanted it.
Yeah. I take a bit of pride in it. I like. I want it to.
And then you've got some lads who's in there boxing, and they look good prospects as well.
Yeah.
And now have you started taking taking some exams? You've got like a coach. You've been in other people's corners, haven't you now?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, before I even got gym, I applied for my professional trainer settings license.
Yeah.
So I got that. I'm still good friends with Carl Greaves, who was a manager, promoter, what don't he do, matchmaker? He does matchmaking for boxing, Sky.
Yeah.
He works for them as well. So I phoned him. I said, I'm thinking about doing a bit of training, opening me. He says, yeah, get it done. He says, I'll help you out. I'll get you some work wherever you want. And so that's what I do. If he's got a show, I'll go help him. Or
how do you find that? Proper, proper shows, televised ones. How do you find that being in corner?
Yeah, good. It's really good.
Is that well paid, or
no,
is it for experience?
No, it's for experience. It's just, I don't know. You've got best seat in house.
Yeah,
and you get a bit of money for it.
Getting boxes and that. Do you sort of warm up in dressing room and that? And
I do my own, lad. Yeah, I've got a professional boxer what I train, and so yeah, he made his debut February.
How did he go on?
Yeah, he won on points. He won every round.
Brilliant.
So I'll train him, and then hopefully I've got another couple looking to sign over. So
what's future then for Jonny's gym and Jonny? What have you got planned? Have you any extensions to the gym or?
Yeah, I've got big plans, to be honest. It depends when this podcast's going out, what I want to say.
All right. Well, it's going to end at month, so if you don't have to...
No, it's... I'm looking to move to Honeywell Sports College.
It's lovely up there.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
So I know manager, and we've had a bit of a meeting, a bit of chat, and it's going off a little bit, but I went up to Durham yesterday, East Durham College, because they do exactly the same thing up there. So I went up to meet the guy what does it, Dave Binns they call him. Really nice bloke. And he's been there 20 years. And as part of your apprenticeship or whatever you're studying at college, I think it's a bit like they do it with football, like a scholarship type thing.
Yeah.
Well, up there, they do it with boxing. So what we're looking at Barnsley College, at Sports College, is to do something similar with whatever boxing gym. I'll take all my boxers and kids and stuff what go down and move my gym to their facility, and then we're looking at doing something like that. So I think it's...
Is it that upstairs bit?
No, they're looking at giving me half a sports hall. You know, we at Jimmy's.
Yeah.
To right-hand side, that basketball court, they pull curtain across and half in there.
What about ring then?
Well, what we're looking at to start with is it's a ring and that'll have to be put up and taken down with a view to it being permanent.
Yeah.
If it were, I suppose they've got to do what's best for them, haven't they? They can't just say...
They've got a basketball thing
yeah.
at the minute, haven't they? But it's a great idea, that. It's
well, they can't just say to me, right, that's it, we'll cancel everything, you have that.
Yeah.
It's got to be feasible, and it. So that's my thing. I've got to work hard. I've got to try and make it work, and then it'll be a brilliant facility. And there's nothing round here, I don't think, that's offering the same. And I'm thankful. Mark, do you know Mark Ryan?
No, I don't know.
I thought you might know him. His son goes to Burn Road. He's the only one I've spoke to that said, that's a good idea, let's see. And I had a meeting and he says, yeah, let's make that happen. I want it to happen.
And they've got weights bit as well, haven't they, as well? So it's it all, and obviously it's sports psychology and all that sort of stuff.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant facility. And like I said to him, why would you not want you know, like that. They've got good football teams.
Yeah.
They've got basketball. You could have a boxing team. I'll change amateur name to Barnsley Sports Academy. It's the go-to place for sports, isn't it, in Barnsley?
That's it, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, big academy and that's brilliant. That's fantastic. If anybody wanted to get hold of you, Jonny, have you got an email address? Have you got a website?
I've got an email address.
Do you want to tell us?
Yeah, Jonny Musgrove 17@gmail.com. I've got a Facebook page. I've got Instagram. I think that's about it. I'm not very good with technology.
We were just talking about that before. Yeah. But, so I'm going to wrap it up now. It's been a pleasure, Jonny. Thanks for coming, and good luck with everything that you do in the future.
Yeah.
All right, pal.
Yeah,
I hope it went too taxing for you.
No, just about managed it.